Good morning or afternoon. Welcome to Friday Live and Mail Call. And of course, we are live from. All right, he says he'll be back in 55 minutes. Well, we may not be here in 55 minutes. But thanks for the warning, Heath. We do appreciate it. I couldn't help myself. Of course, as noted in the title slide, this is part two in our Blame Heath and Train Freak Friday Live. Right. My packages that should have arrived 2 weeks ago that hadn't arrived by last week's live stream did in fact arrive Friday night at 7 o'clock in the evening. Oh, UPS! What can I say? I know it's nothing compared to Heath's drama with the USPS, of course, but it was frustrating nonetheless to try to schedule the live stream and unboxing, etc. And I'm not blaming Heath for the length of time it takes me to unbox. I'm blaming Heath for what he made me buy. All right, or influenced, I should say, at least. And Jason, the train freak, as well. All right, before I get too carried away, let me bring on my sidekick. And of course, he's from the great state of Tennessee. Hey, John.
Good morning. I guess it's morning. My time has been kind of hassled here lately, so
Yeah,
haven't got
John's
much
bride
sleep.
has been in and out of the hospital.
Well, she's been in the hospital, not out of it yet, but yes, yes, my poor Teresa has an infection, and it's very important that she gets medical treatment. So she's in the Crossville Hospital and has been there since Tuesday evening. And I didn't get home until like 4:45 Wednesday morning. So yeah, fun, fun, fun. And of course, last 2 weeks before that, it was my father-in-law who was in and out of the hospital emergency room 3 times. So yeah, it's been a rough 3 weeks for me. But
Well,
this
in the last week and a day, I've been to the hospital twice.
for you?
Yeah.
Oh my word!
Oh, I had to have a sonogram. No, I'm not pregnant. Had to have a sonogram. My blood work was a little out of whack, and so they did a sonogram, and now I'm on some dietary type restrictions. Nothing serious. That was one episode. That was a week ago yesterday. And then Wednesday of this week, I had my third colonoscopy. Oh, joy. Which is nothing in of itself other than the unpleasantness of the preparation. And I came out of it just peachy keen. No big deal. It's just a thing that when you get old, you got to do. The first one had absolutely nothing, so I had to wait 10 years. I was at 50, so I had the next one at 60 or 61. I went 11 years. And I had a couple minor little polyps that they those are gone.
Mhm.
But once that happens, then you got to go back every 5 years. So here I was again, and I stretched it a little bit from 5 to 6 years, and and it was fine. And, again, a couple minor little doohickeys, they pop right off. So anyway, here nor there, but absolutely nobody would be accurate if they said I was full of shit this week, full of crap.
Yeah.
I
Well,
definitely wasn't.
they didn't go all the way up, though, did they? You could
All the way
still
through the
do.
colon, not
Well,
into the small
they
intestine.
got to go all the way to your brain, though, to figure that
Oh,
out.
no.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Thanks for all the well wishes from my wife. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
She's a
And
good,
let's go
good
through
woman.
we'll go through our roll call and see where we are at. I know that the first person in was JD, Grandpa Rails, who I am going to see if scheduling all works out. JD and I are meeting Tammy and Ray at the Grapevine, Texas Train-a-Palooza next Saturday. So I am looking forward to that, seeing Tammy and Ray, and of course JD. So next on board was Hot Dog Pilot Andy. Hey Andy, good to see you. And then we had Hi, and everybody's favorite mascot. All right. Ollie.
Boy, he's getting big.
Yeah, and Ollie is getting big too.
Yeah, I know. He took my punchline. Sorry about that, Hi. We just had to do it.
We practice. Hi, we gotta admit, we practiced that one.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Heath popped in. All right.
He popped out. Oh, he popped in again.
Yeah. Joe Rader, did I say Joe? So Joe actually beat Heath, and he was on time. So because Joe was on time, I didn't get to do this one.
I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late. No, I'm overdue. I'm really in a stew. No time to say goodbye. Hello, I'm late.
Yeah, Joe, you were on time, so I didn't get a chance to do that one for you. God, I love it. All right.
Yes.
And let's see, after Joe, Heath popped. I already said Heath, but Heath popped in, and he'll be back in 55 minutes.
Yeah, he's back already. You can never trust Heath.
Well, you can always blame him, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my! I think that's
Hot
it.
Dog Andy is here.
Yeah, I got Andy.
You did? I didn't hear it.
Oh, JD's going on Sunday. I'll probably miss you, JD, because I can't go on Sunday. So anyway, oh well. I guess I'll have to keep that bottle to myself. And JD knows what I'm talking about. So
yeah, I know what you're talking about too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you got a different bottle.
Well, okay. Well, next time you can bring me another bottle.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people, exchange rolling stock. Like you give Ray a gondola, was it?
Yes.
All right. And, Joe gives his box cars away. JD gave me a box car. But I always have to be a little bit different. So
you're definitely different.
I give booze. John got a bottle of MB Rolling was it bourbon or what? Another type of whiskey?
It was Kentucky straight rye whiskey.
Yeah, that's what John got last time I was over to see him, and of course JD got a bottle of bourbon cream. All right, which is one of my favorites. It's like Bailey's Irish cream, except better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think.
Well, Andy, I'll tell you what. Andy wants to compare colonoscopies. I have my pictures, by the way. If anybody really wants to see them, next week I'll be happy to post them. All right.
No.
Heath, I am about half. I guess Dennis is about 3.5 hours away, 3 to 3.5, and so is JD, depending on traffic through Fort Worth. All right, mileage would be very comparable, but there's better roads to get to JD. You know, it's all interstate, but you have Fort Worth traffic. All right, and getting out to Dennis is good roads, 4-lane part of the way, but they're not interstates, and but you can still ride like the wind. So, and Hi and JD say I can pass on the
yeah, and I agree with them for once.
They're not gross. I did my part of the job,
and everybody's got one.
Yeah, well. And like I said, nobody can claim I was full of shit this week, because I definitely wasn't.
And again, I say they didn't.
And I got the pictures to prove it.
Well, lucky they didn't do a brain scan.
Heath, no. Dennis does not get his mail via the telegraph. It's Pony Express service out there. It's even further back than the telegraph. So,
yeah.
All right. So let's, John, before I get to your item you want to share, I want to get to what
your boxes?
Heath did. Yeah.
So we'll see it in about an hour.
No. I'm just going to do the one that Heath influenced me on.
Well, that'll take about an hour.
Yeah, well, it might.
Yeah.
You know, a while back, a vendor had a product that I said, man, I think I want one of those. And had so many other things I needed. Jason.
Well, Jason popped in.
Oh, well, let's welcome Jason appropriately, shall we?
And I'm riding on the cotton belt railroad line in the pitching, rolling rhythm and noise.
All right, Jason, welcome. So anyway, he had one of these things that I really, really wanted. And he bought it first. And then every now and then, about every 6 months or so, he brings it up again. And I keep going.
Just to remind you.
Yeah. So he brought it up again 3 weeks ago. And I said, screw it. And I got online to Iron Planet Hobbies, and I got one.
All right. Yeah.
Hey now, I just figured something out here.
Yeah, your screen's flipped.
No.
Yeah, because the writing's backwards.
What? Yeah, I can change that. I just got to figure out how. There it is.
And the car's facing the wrong direction. Whoop, now you're upside down. Yep,
that's what I want right there. Okay.
There, yeah. Now the car's facing.
Ta-da! So anyway, I got the UWT 50, and I got it the P version with the potentiometer. Okay. And of course, it's already been unboxed. All right. And they give two knobs All right. What the hell's that noise?
I don't know. I don't hear anything.
Boy, I do.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, there it goes. It's gone now. So, anyway, I got it here, and it gives two knobs. They call them right-hand and left-hand version, but for me, what it does is it puts the little indentation either on top or bottom, all right? Or it depends on, I like the yard mode where you go one way to go forward, the other way to go in reverse. And it is just slick as can be. I mean, I am loving it.
Well, it's not like you have a main line right now that you can run main line.
Yeah, but for having it in the yard mode,
Mm-hmm.
all right, and go one way or the other, and it was so easy to connect up, unbelievably easy.
Nice.
So I just had to get used to what the commands were for different things, but I've got that down pat now. Jason hates his yard mode. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Well, now I'll
Jason
have
heard-
to look again.
Jason heard the clicking, but it's gone now. Yeah, I can't picture hardly using it in a different mode either. But anyway, what that allowed, once I had this, anybody that hears me talk about throttles, and, everybody gets into this Digitrax or NCE debate. My standard response is, it doesn't freaking matter. All right. It basically boils, the NCE guys basically boil down to the hammerhead. All right. And the Digitrax guys typically go to, the versatility of expansion and products that work well together, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I've been using engine driver and Y throttle for so many years. I barely use my Digitrax throttle. Yeah, and I'll agree as far as throttle goes. All right, I can't picture something being better as a throttle than this. Not as a programmer, all right, but as a throttle. It's super simple.
Well, JMRI is the best way to program them, anyways.
Yeah,
And I don't have an ESU programmer, so I can't program any ESU things other than occasionally getting the road number changed, and that's difficult.
yeah, you can do some things with the on low sound on JMRI, but not everything. And
Right.
which brings us to the second item.
Oh, okay.
This is the Blaine Heath thing.
Mhm.
All right. But I've got a number of low sound decoder equipped engines that came that way from the factory.
Mhm.
You buy something from Rapido, and I love Rapido. It's going to come with a low sound decoder in it. And like you just mentioned, John, you can't program the thing unless you have a programmer. Or there's another way to go about it using text files, and it's just real pain in the ass. So I had one locomotive with the Soundtrax Economy decoder.
Scott
and,
Rails just popped in.
Who?
Scott Rails.
Hey, Dave. Glad you could make it. Keep it on my video quality, Dave. Let's see if it's any improved. All right. And let me know. Because I've been working on it. Or trying to. Anyway, I don't know. I can't tell if there's any changes. I still say I do have some crappy cameras that where's my crappiest camera? I got one that's like this one. This one's not very good. See, it's but
A little hazy.
Yeah, well, it's a focus is what it is. It focuses in up close. But anyway, this is a different camera than what it was. And because of that software, Windows 11 upgrade last week, it knocked out me being able to use ManyCam as my camera management tool. So I ended up getting the upgraded. I had ManyCam for 7 years, had a lifetime deal. Lifetime is 7 years, by the way. Because once Windows 11 did that upgrade, it knocked it out. And they don't support that old version anymore. So I did do the upgrade. I got this, and hopefully it's better. But the camera I used to use, Picture in Me, is this one. All right, which is it's a 4K camera. It gets good picture and everything. But this new ManyCam software allows me to hook into a cell phone. So I had the old, since I got this, the old cell phone I had that I was using Y throttle on, I don't need that as a throttle anymore since I have this. So this allowed me to connect to the cell phone. So now I have that camera. So yes, Dwight, welcome, Dwight. Dwight has joined us. Great, I appreciate that, Scott. That means a lot because you weren't here last week, but I was asking people last week what it looked like and everything, and it better look better today because I sunk in some more bucks to get it that way. Not all the cameras are going to be great. Some will, because I had cheap ass cameras, some very old Logitech cameras dating all the way back to the turn of the century. Literally.
Yeah.
They're 25 years old. So, so anyway, I did have the Economy, but I had an SD7, a Proto 2K SD7 that was motor and light control only, no sound. And I decided, I'm going to put sound in this thing. And I got to thinking to myself, let's go ahead. I typically, and John, like you, put in Digitrax sound decoders because they're cheap. You can get a Digitrax sound decoder for $50, $60 tops with the speaker and all the stuff. And that's a cheap way to go. But I said, I'm getting better. I've got these Loc Sound E8, E9s, and I've got another Loc Sound SW, I think it is, and I think one other Loc Sound. And I said, those sound a hell of a lot better. But I told myself, I'm not installing Loc Sound decoders just because of the programming issue. They sound good, but we have somebody else has just joined us. All right, so it was down in only off. John Fogerty was only off by about 30 miles. So, welcome, Robert. Glad you could join us. So, anyway, getting back to the story at hand, I wasn't gonna install any Loc Sound 5 decoders. I just, it's against my principle. I like using JMRI, and as John, as you know, I have everything I need to build a speed matching layout. It's a circle. Okay. And I just haven't done it yet. And once I have that done, you can utilize JMRI to do the speed table settings for you. Robert, as a matter of fact, good timing, Robert. Robert and I were introduced to this a year ago, this last January, when we were up at Steve Davis's Haywire, KCS, Kansas City Southern layout. And he had one and was working with it. And, I looked at that and I said, well, that's pretty sharp and I'm going to do that. So I went out and bought everything and it's all sitting around here. I haven't done anything with it all year. So that's another project that I'll eventually get around to. So anyway, getting back to the story, I do have, I'm starting to get better engines, not just blue box stuff. And if I'm going to upgrade them.
Just one second. Your stories are getting like Heath's unboxing. Let's move along here. You digress too many times, just like Heath does on his unboxings.
What can I say? Blame Heath.
Yeah.
Well, or the other way to go with that. I got a little bit of Cliff Clavin in me, right?
Yeah.
So, getting back to the story. So I did. The other UPS item that finally got delivered was a Tsunami 2. No, not a Blue Nami, just a Tsunami 2. Because a Blue Nami is about $25 more. And I'm still a cheap bastard.
Yeah.
So I got a Tsunami 2. And I went ahead and put it into that SD7.
Andy, yes.
Huh?
I was responding to Andy's text.
Oh.
Comment. Yeah, little trying here lately, but hey, we're getting better.
But anyway, so I've installed that in the SD7. And yeah. So let's put it this way. I put that along with, you may recall, one of the things I opened up last week was Scale Sound System speakers. And these Tsunami 2s are a 2-watt amplified decoder, which means you either need to set your, because most speakers that you buy are only 1 watt. So you need to set your master volume down into the halfway level or less, or put in 2 speakers and then it'll handle the 2 watts. So I use the pair of recommended Scale Sound speakers. And oh my God. I'm not going to demo it today because that's the subject of next Wednesday's Workbench Wednesday. And if you miss next Wednesday's Workbench Wednesday, I'll have it running on the layout. We'll compare it to the Digitrax sound that I added to the GP7 from this last Wednesday. All right, we'll put those side by side, and you're not gonna believe the difference. All right. Of course, the Tsunami 2 was Iron Planet Hobby's discounted rate was about $100. Yeah, I wired them in series. I'm not a dummy, Jason. I know.
And to Jason's comment about how much better they sound, you got to remember, Jason, you're young and you can still hear well. Us old guys, it's kind of hard for us to determine the sound difference.
Trust me, John. When next Friday, Well,
Even
You'll
I'll
be able
the difference.
you'll be able to tell yeah.
I guess it's not, huh? I guess it's not like, I have selective hearing. I just don't hear my wife or wives when they speak.
So, and Andy's saying what? Okay. So anyway, I
Yes,
did do
back
that.
to your story, Heath. I mean, Steve.
Yeah. I cannot recommend the Scale Sound speakers enough. All right. Of course, you have to have good sound files, and that's where the Tsunami 2 comes in, the soundtracks. But those speakers are unbelievable. And they're basically just a sugar cube, but it's the baffle that's specifically designed that is great. I mean, absolutely.
Well, if I remember right, he is a sound engineer, isn't he?
The guy from Scale Sound Speakers?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So, he knows.
So.
Yeah, I got to admit, I haven't tried any of them yet, but of course.
So, Jason, you're at home and should be working on the layout, but you'd rather lounge, and you're not on cam with us? What, you running around the house naked or what?
Yeah, we don't want to see that. Just like your picture, Steve, we don't want to see that either.
Yeah, my colon picture.
Yeah.
No, Jason, I did not. Everything is factory setting, except for the sound file. I set it to the 567C prime mover, because that's what's in an SD7. And I changed the horn over to Leslie 200, I think, because that's what the CB&Q ran on the SD7. But other than that, everything else is default. Okay. Heath brings up a good question here too. I haven't done that, Heath, but in the grand scope of things, they should provide the correct Tsunami 2. All right, the sound file is there, and all you got to do is change the setting. Okay, you don't have to load a new custom sound. Now, if you do have to load it, let's say you have the wrong soundtracks, Tsunami 2. Let's say you've got the Alco, but yet you want a EMD, then yeah, you're going to have to change the sound files. Yeah, I don't know how it's done. Yeah. I'm sure you could ask Soundtracks.
Benny Hill, what a comedian!
No, but I may upload a "Get the hell off the track" sound file. So.
Oh, these young guys won't remember that. Or Benny.
There he is.
Yeah, you're working real hard there. Yeah, is that an easy chair you're sitting in? Got your feet up, got your feet up, and
look, I can even do the head.
So yeah, so I see you put some clothes on.
Yeah. Something like that.
So probably just the top. He's probably running around in his underwear.
No, actually, I got gray sweats on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, no, I don't run around the house naked or anything like that.
That's good.
We pulled Junior out of public school, so he comes to work with me and does online homeschool or online public school, virtual school, whatnot. So he's here at the house too. So I definitely ain't running naked with him around.
Yeah.
So
he may laugh at Daddy.
Robert says it doesn't help. We can still see your face. So
I know, right? I remember that, Robert.
Yeah.
Oh, well, John, you have something you wanted to share today.
Yeah, and a little story to go with it. I promise not to take as long as you did.
Well, I
I
still got a
got
whole,
me
I got
a
a stack of
nice,
stuff over here yet. Yeah, what
nice
is that?
little-
Is that a Hudson?
That's a Chrysler.
Chrysler, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
and it's actually beautiful.
What is it,
Uh,
48,
I-
49?
It is no, it's actually a 54.
Wow, okay.
I believe I have one. Is that an Oxford?
Yes, it's an Oxford. Yes.
Yeah, I've been so
Yeah,
one of my local hobby
they make
shops.
great ones.
So one of my local hobby shops gets those in like on, all the time, and I'll go and buy them and get them in like different colors. So I believe
Yeah.
I do have one.
Yeah, and I didn't get this. Usually, I get my cars from my former hobby shop in Pinellas Park, Florida, and I will never buy off of Amazon again for one of these cars.
No.
It was $15.99, which is there again is higher than my hobby shop in Florida. But I saw it. It's new. They don't have it yet, so I went ahead and bit the bullet. But when I got the final bill, this car cost me $23.98. So do not buy cars off of Amazon.
I buy a lot of them at train shows,
Yeah,
like
and-
$10, give or take.
Yeah,
And
and
No
Yeah.
shipping, no tax.
Zitniks is usually anywhere from 10 to $12, depending on how new they are. And
Yeah.
they save up stuff until like you and your the one you do online, Steve, and they save up your box until you have enough to ship.
Oh yeah, Caboose stop.
Caboose, thank you.
Yep.
I'm getting old.
I get a lot of vehicles through them. 'Cause
Yeah,
they'll
and-
have them for like $5. They're
Yeah.
previously used, but I don't care.
Yeah, but you got to
Yeah.
type fast too, so I don't type fast. But anyway, yeah, it's a beautiful car. Oxford does excellent on their cars.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is the plastic for the windshields is so thick, you really got to chop heads off to get them down in the car. Of course, you got to chop legs off because they won't fit anyway. But yeah.
Oh, so you're actually putting people in them?
Yeah, there's three people. There's three guys in here. You can't see it with the way the light is, but there's
Yeah.
three in there. But I was thinking about if I do another one like this, where I could actually cut the plastic so only the front and back windshield are in, and it's like the other windows are down, that I wouldn't have to chop the people as much. Of course, you don't have to on convertibles, but on cars like this, yeah, they don't fit.
So I should send you about 50 of the ones that I have and let you put people in there for me.
Yeah, you send me the people too. I'll put them in there for you, and then I'll send
Okay.
you an engine or two to fix. How's that?
Hey, that'll
What
work.
is it?
Hey,
I think it's Eve model that has 1/100th
100th.
scale people, and you get those for your seated people, and they'll fit.
They'll fit good. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
same
just
thing
try
like
that.
on an interior of a passenger car.
Mhm.
Yeah, but wouldn't they be dwarves?
If you can't tell the difference, you got a head sticking up.
Yeah, and you may have to put them on booster seats in the cars. They won't.
Well, you
when
just don't chop off
when-
as much of the body.
Yeah, and when the passenger cars going by, you can't see them anyway, so
Yeah.
they're all just blurs. But yeah, I like to try to put people in my vehicles. It's just like putting engineer and brakeman in an engine.
In the locomotives.
Yeah, it just looks
It
better.
adds. It adds to it.
Yeah, and some of them are quite difficult to actually put in.
Yep.
Because a lot of the older ones, you actually have to make some kind of riser for them because there's nothing under there. I've gotten some of the interiors where they're supposed to fit in the engine and they don't. But yeah, it can be difficult, but it tries. If you,
Did they even have those back then, Robert?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think they did.
Well, I mean, the only thing that you would need on the steering wheel besides the gas pedal and the brake is the clutch. Because isn't it a column shifter to begin with? A 3 on the stick?
3 on the tree.
Or 3 on the tree, yeah.
Most likely, yeah. Yeah, most likely. So, yeah, but I don't know how you would have the throttle, the throttle on the brake plus a 3 on the tree on the same shifter. Well, maybe I'm wrong. You know what I mean?
Okay, they have 2 paddles.
Mm.
All right. And I would imagine you could, one paddle could be double action. One is, you don't worry about the shifter. Okay. So that's separate. Then one paddle is the gas. The other is the brake clutch. So.
Okay. Well,
yeah. my driver's ed teacher, all right, was disabled, and so the driver's the passenger, what normally is the passenger side, and his steering wheel and pedal configuration was totally different because of his disabilities. But he was a great. He was also my football coach. Go figure. So.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it just adds to it, Jason, and
no, I get that.
Only I'm gonna know that they're in there, but it's just the way I do it.
I did find out.
And you would only want those, the ones that's got the people in there, only on the roads. Correct. Not necessarily your parking spaces, unless you're trying to make it look like, oh, they just pulled in or they're about to pull out.
Right. Correct. Yes. And I'll probably have some that have like maybe one person in it, like they just drove in or just getting ready to leave. But to put multiple in, there'll only be cars that are on the road.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I had an extra set of reins, Dave.
Yeah, but remember the reins control everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, and then I did get my mini
stirrups, right?
I did get my mini prints also.
Oh, did you get your mini prints?
Yeah, I'm not going to go through them today because my lighting's not the greatest today, and they're small.
All right. Well, I found out. Oh, you got anything else?
Well, I was just going to say I'm getting to where I have about 15 of these boxes that I haven't done anything with. I haven't, of course, last 3 weeks I haven't done anything. But yeah, and I may have to stop my subscription for a while. Plus, he's getting to be where it's more modern things that I can't use. So it. Like the dumpsters. Well, they didn't have dumpsters back like that in the 40s.
Yes, they did.
With the flap lids and the trucks that empty.
They don't look anything. So John Schuylkill, River Valley, made me the proper dumpsters for our era.
Okay.
So
hey, John, send me some if you're on here. Yeah.
So he made me 4 of them, 4 different types, and sent 1 of each, and basically told me that anytime I want some more, just to let him know. And he gave me decals for them.
Nice.
So yeah, I did some like heavy duty research, and man, this was years ago. I sent Bernard mini prints pictures of what I was wanting, but he declined my offer. So, but
Yeah.
I told him I'd pay him for it, but he declined wanting to do them. I guess maybe he feels like there's not enough of a market for it. And, if you're not modeling in the 40s and 50s, even into the early 60s, and, you're probably not going to want those anyways.
Yeah. Well, I do
Anyway,
late
anyway.
40s to mid 50s. So yeah, I'd use them.
Yeah. Yeah. Reach out to John. Just tell him I
Yeah, I
sent you.
will. Okay. Yeah.
anyway,
Anyway, yeah. Sorry, Steve.
So
It is your
I
show.
found out why one of the two packages from Iron Planet.
Hey, Steve, I'll be right back.
All right. Why one of the packages from Iron Planet was 2 weeks delayed. And it was because it was shipped USPS. No, it's shipped UPS support, SurePost. And they were supposed to deliver it to the USPS in Yukon. For the Postal Service to deliver. And if they had done that, it would have been great, because even though we had the ice storm, the Postal Service still was making deliveries, whereas UPS was not. And it ended up coming UPS, but it was supposed to come, the final delivery was supposed to be USPS. So anyway, that's why that one was delayed. Now, some of the other things I have gotten this week, I made mention of the Tsunami 2 install into the Proto 2K SD7. And the person that had that locomotive that I bought it from changed out and put KDs on it. Well, he did it in such a way that you couldn't get to, he changed it from the clip-on holder for the coupler to a box with a screw. And that would have been great, except for the fact the screw was pointed up. So when he put the shell back on and re-glued the front and rear, for lack of a better term, bumpers or pilots on, you couldn't get it apart. So I had to cut the pilots off, and I got somebody.
Yeah, Penny's your doorbell, isn't she?
Nah, I got somebody here doing something. My wife's running them off.
Gotta love them salesmen.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you have no soliciting on the door, right? And of course, he walks across the grass.
Yeah, it's not his
I
grass.
hate that. Anyway, getting back to it. So he had the screws on where you couldn't get to them, because once you put the shell on it, and then he re-glued the pilots around the screw box, the screw was on top, and you couldn't get to it. All right, so I had to cut those pilots off, and the frame on this Proto 2K, on a lot of them, are the same as an Athearn frame. I'm sure they're manufactured in the same place. That what happened with the P2Ks is they added bigger weights and a different drive train to them to help quiet them down some. But anyway, so I put, I had one of those snap-on plastic covers. You know what I'm talking about? All right.
Yeah.
I didn't have two. So I ordered some. Da-da-da-da. And this is an item that I normally keep in stock. All right. Like I try to keep KD 148s and different things in stock that, I might need. I don't want to have to run the hobby shop or order something all the time. So anyway, that's what I did. I ordered 2 packs of 8. And I didn't notice it at the time, but these are not the same. These are not the ones from Athearn. These are 3D printed, and a guy in town is the one that does them. So after this live stream, I'm going to add the link to his eBay store. He's got all kinds of stuff. He's got railings, John. I don't know if he has the one that you need or not, but he's got all kinds of different parts. There's over 10 eBay pages of stuff that he has. Not all of it's 3D printed. Some of it's, the right stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got and for those that don't know exactly what I'm talking about, let me open this up. And there's 8 per pack, and I bought 2 packs just because. These are what can you see that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
That's the clip that clips on there to hold. Yeah.
To hold the coupler in place.
It's
Exactly.
something like on the Stewart's. Stewart.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stewart, and I believe Bowser too.
Yeah. So anyway, I bought a couple packs of those.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because Dave and I talked at length during one of his live streams about opportunities with my picture qualities and stuff. And like I said, I got some very old, stupid cameras. So and these are this is the picture quality of, that's one of them. I already have 2 of this type of camera. This is one, and where'd the other one go? This is the other. Okay, they're 4K cameras, and what they are is they're knockoffs of GoPros. And like I said, I have 2. I used to have another one, but it got kind of messed up in the move. And once we got here, it worked for a week, and then it didn't work anymore. So anyway, so I bought 2 of these. I'll show you.
If he can get into the package, he is getting old.
Okay, so while he's opening that package, I'm going to answer Joe's comment. I don't have a date set yet. Me and Amanda's got to get a few things squared away off our schedule, so that way we can find, preferably an open Saturday or Sunday, to do the contest.
Well, that's good because I haven't got in the contest yet.
So these cameras
Well, the entries are closed.
Oh, okay. Well, my last 3 weeks have been bad. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had more than one person ask me if you'd already done it or not.
Not yet.
And I told them no.
So no, we have not done the bingo. It's going to be live. I'm not doing a recording because I definitely don't want people to say, "Oh, you staged it."
Yeah.
So that way Steve Childers wins my cotton belt switcher. So no, it will be live. I promise you that. And I will do an announcement video of when we get that date and time set. So just please bear with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this camera, I'm going to show you. Hang tight for 1 second. Here it is. All right.
Steve ain't paying attention.
What?
I just showed this. I got some things to show too.
Okay. I'm trying to, there we go. Nope, that ain't what I wanted.
Hey, I see myself again.
There it is.
Me too.
Okay, so are y'all seeing the camera? That's
Yes.
what I,
Make your screen big.
okay.
Okay, that's
So
good.
that's the camera. All right.
Mhm.
And it's you get all this stuff with it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a waterproof case and all this kind of stuff. So
It looks like it could use the GoPro mounts.
it probably can. Like I say, it's a knockoff of a GoPro. They call it a
Yeah.
Pro Sport. And those I already showed you the picture quality. All right. But go back here. And again, the picture quality for those are that's one camera.
Mm-hmm.
And where'd the other one go?
Nice double slip.
Yeah, they work great. Is this the other one? What the hell happened? Oh, I know what happened. Never.
That is zoomed in on some bricks outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Looks like Ollie.
well, no, it's a different camera. That's one. Oh, here. Is this? Nope, that ain't the other one. Oh, here's the other one right here. Okay.
Yeah.
So-
that looks good.
You got to see that. So I bought two of these. Okay. Like I said, they're $26 or something like that, and it's got all this stuff in there. This is one, and here's the other. You guys don't need to sit and watch me open the other one unless you really want to.
No, that's okay.
It looks, hey, that case looks very similar to my GoPro case.
Yeah, I like to say it's it'll do everything that a GoPro will do.
Yeah.
It does have Wi-Fi capability. I've never been able to figure out how to hook up a Wi-Fi camera other than my security cameras through my ManyCam that I utilize here. It has the availability to. I don't. Like I said, it has the software has the ability for Wi-Fi cameras to hook up to it. I don't have the ability to do it. So someday when somebody's here that knows a little more than I do about Wi-Fi cameras and getting them set up, and I will deal with those. The next one I got before we get to Jason's is I needed, because of those cameras, I needed longer because this is the USB cable they come with.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a battery in them and all that kind of stuff. But if you're using them all the time, you need to hook them up, and they need to be hooked up unless you're doing Wi-Fi. And like I said, I don't have that ability. So they hook in USB and work great, but you got to have USB cables to do that. So I bought two 6-foot USB.
Make sure that you take the batteries out if you're going to leave them hooked in.
It's built in. I don't have the ability to take them
Oh,
out.
okay.
So I don't.
Because, like, I know on my GoPro, if you leave the batteries in and have it charging while you're using it, it caused my cameras to overheat and it caused my batteries to swell.
Mm.
Oh.
And one of them actually popped.
Wow. I've never had that problem. I had the
So-
first one for 3 years, at least.
Yeah, it took me a while to get that battery out of the camera. Like, when I pulled on the pull tab, like, that whole piece popped off the battery.
Hmm.
So, like, I had to get, like, my pocket knife down in there and try to poke and wedge it out without piercing it.
Hmm. Yeah.
Did I see somebody say Tammy and Ray?
Let me
Did
look.
That
they
was
pop
just-
in? No.
I see Brad.
I see
I
Michael
see
McCarville
Michael
has joined us.
McCarville.
And
And I see
Anthony
Brad
Dowd.
at Willow Creek has joined us. Hello.
I
hello,
do
hello.
not see Tammy and Ray. I do not.
I think it was JD just saying that they were going to be there.
Maybe.
Robert, I'm going. I'll be there about between 11 and I'll get there between 11 and 12 on Saturday.
At the Grapevine Train Show.
Yeah. Robert was asking.
Yeah, I won't be there.
But anyway, I did go ahead and get that. And to get same day delivery, I had to buy something else for $10 or more. So I bought some more trays. These are the one type that go, on a sink cabinet. A lot of sink cabinets have a long piece right here that are built to put hinges on, and then they will pivot down. And you can have it. And I've got 2 of these trays already in this cabinet right down here, but I need it for the other cabinet over there. So I got 2 of those.
Nice.
Anyway, I think that's all the stuff I got this last week. So, look who has joined us.
I have a little bit of trouble connecting. I have to step just outside the door here, but here's what's going on here at the Kern County Fairgrounds this morning. The doors were open. We pulled the trucks in and started unloading, and now we're setting up modules 50 by 30 feet, yard down the middle, way out there. Well, can't do that, but where you see that white in the back, that's another truckload of stuff being brought in right now. The 2 big brown cabinets are 2 of 5. The other 3 are coming in any minute. And as you can see, we're already setting up.
Yeah, and we can, and Lynn, we can see that you're not working.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Enough of that. Hang on a second. They told me they want me to work. These are our stanchions that we put up ropes around. That's my cart. That's what I just finished loading and bringing in here.
Sure
you
you
did.
did.
So that's when I remembered, I'm supposed to be on the retirement railroad this morning. By the way, these are just a few of the trains that I brought. Billboards, lots and lots of billboards.
Lots of billboards, yeah.
And Lynn put a new billboard for
there's Ollie.
our Friday live show, guys.
There's Ollie.
And Ollie.
Mascot. So the new one is buried in there somewhere. I'll get it out later. Oh,
Yep.
wait a minute. I found it. Ta-da!
Yeah, it looks
There we
good.
are. There's the billboard.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that is here. And like I said, I brought a few locomotives and other things, and 95% of the club have not seen these. This is the club's 20th year.
20 years.
I'm going to be handing those out. That is the dock scene down
So,
here
Lynn.
somewhere.
Lynn,
Benny,
did
where's
you
the big
did you bring the blue goose?
Big ships are over there. There's one of the small ships. There you go, John. That's one
Very
of the small
nice.
ships. He's getting another one out.
Yeah, he can't hear
The
me.
big ships, the aircraft carrier and the battleship. One is in the gray box. The other is in the brown box. So give you an idea how big these
Oh my word.
things are.
Which battleship?
Arizona,
Because he also has an Iowa class battleship.
right? The Missouri.
Okay.
Mhm.
And that's, if this is the aircraft carrier, that's the Hornet with Jimmy Doolittles. The other one is the Independence.
And if you guys haven't seen that, the
Crate with,
B-25s on that aircraft carrier, the propellers are spinning.
That's the ones with the propellers spinning. Yes.
Yeah, that is cool.
So I need to act like I'm doing something. I've already been told to get off of YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Here's John and Chris's modules. They're getting ready to set these up. Hi, Timmy. You're on YouTube. Hi, Don. How you doing, Don?
Yeah. Get to work, Lynn.
Some of the newest. Hi, Fred. You're on YouTube. Hey. Fred is one of the previous presidents, along with Jason Friend that you guys know.
Yep.
Oh, they're
John and I do.
signaling I need to put the cell phone down and do something.
All right.
Chris is having to put all the stuff together without my help.
Oh, here, hold on.
Here. See, there's Chris. Yay! So,
Lynn, you go back to work. We want to thank you for giving us a sneak peek, though.
okay. And I read online that this building is 2,000 square feet, and pretty much every inch of it is going to be used.
I was going to say, it looks
Very
bigger. You sure it's not 20,000 square feet?
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than 2,000.
That's a little bigger than
Yeah.
2,000.
Yeah.
200,000,000 is what I saw
That's
online.
20,000.
20,000.
Whatever that is. Anyway, so here we are. Entrance.
Little
Another
difference.
building.
You missed it by that much.
Well, hey, I've been up since 4:30 this morning. I woke at 1. You're lucky that I even was able to get this online for you. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah, Lynn,
around like I'm
They
doing.
got a hold of me before the show, and they were all out having breakfast. So
Yeah. So, being the vice president and all that, got to have my shirt on.
Yes.
yeah.
So, yes, I am here. Okay, this is going to be a fun day. Lots of painkillers tonight, although the doctor says not to take any. So, okay. See
All right,
you
Lynn, we'll
later.
see you later.
Hey,
See you, Lynn.
Now, which one of you guys had something else to share? Was it you,
that'd
Jason?
be Jason.
Yeah, it was me. All right. So, oh God, that's a huge picture of me. Anyways, I did not go, it's not a mail call, but I did go up to Springfield, Missouri a couple of weeks ago, and I visited both Iron Planet Hobbies and the Branson Hobby Center in Hollister. So while at Iron Planet Hobbies, I did pick up a 12-pack of tortoises, so I'm not going to show you that box because that's not interesting. But they do have a discount table they don't have listed on their website.
Hmm.
And so I found Lee's Grocery
Hmm.
Ah,
for $35, and it does include lights in the building. I think it's like a $45 kit.
wow.
The only thing that was wrong with it is the windows had scratches. I'm like, I could print out some like flyers, like whatever they would stick in the windows, and glue on top of the scratches, and scratches go bye-bye. So like,
Mhm.
heck yeah,
And
I'll take this for
clear
35.
acetate.
I always put a matte finish on my windows. 'Cause
Yeah,
I don't
or
want to
that.
see into the building. If I don't put a printed interior, right, up against
Right.
the window itself, then I paint them with a matte finish, and that basically turns them into like a shower, like frosted
Yeah.
shower. And the light still comes through, so you get the lighting effect, but you don't see all the wires and stuff inside a building either.
Mhm.
And so that building will go up against the backdrop, and it'll be facing the bowling alley.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so it's not even really going to matter,
Yeah.
And then but the one thing that IPH did not have that I was really looking for was styrene sidewalks. And so we went to the Branson Hobby Center, which is actually in Hollister, Missouri, right across Lake Taneycomo from Branson.
Okay.
And he had it in stock, and Amanda is walking around, and she ends up finding this item, and she really wants it on the layout, so I ended up buying it for her.
Oh, a duck.
A duck.
So,
I didn't know they made those. That's neat.
Yeah, I didn't either. And so, yeah, she's going to put the duck boat together and she's going to paint it. And she has agreed to do it partially on camera. Like she doesn't want her face on camera, but I said, you got to be the one to do this. I said, this is your duck boat. And I think it's going to be put over in the river scene. I don't know if we're going to put it in the water, make it look like it's fixing to hit the water or whatnot. But yeah, until I do the river scene, I might have it drive down through downtown Wiener. Who knows? So, but she's going to paint it up. I just kind of told her, I said, 1958 does not have bright, loud colors. So, pastels, if you want it pink or purple, I don't care. So, but that's the other item that ended up getting
Well,
24 bucks.
Cool.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
neat.
I think so. And then maybe put some people in it, make it look like they're going for a ride or whatnot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well,
I remember my
as-
first duck ride was at the Wisconsin Dells, but I also we took the kids on the duck there in Branson out on Table
Yeah.
Rock.
Hmm.
So
Aaron's actually got to drive it at Table Rock.
yeah, Kyle
They
got to
let
sit
the
on
kid-
guy's
well,
lap.
Used to, now the whole fleet is down back in Hot Springs at Lake Hamilton after the duck boat sank in a few years ago.
Yeah.
And
So-
like I was, we were talking a week or two ago about a lot of utility companies bought those after the war
Mm-hmm.
and used them for doing utility line work in swampy areas and open water areas. So
Right.
there's a lot of opportunities to use those on any kind of layout because I've seen them as new as probably 2018 in Florida. One of the utility companies' line subcontractors were using them to work in some areas like that.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, they-
absolutely.
All
And-
kinds of
Run the power
opportunities.
lines across the swamp, but then they have to get to the poles
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
and maintenance on the line. So
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other thing, if you have like a military style train, you could use it as a load on a flat car.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Definitely.
So,
All right.
Yeah.
Well, guys,
So-
we are well past our hour. I think it was a great show. Appreciate you guys. And
Has Heath made it back yet, though? He was supposed to be back in 55 minutes.
it's been well past that. So,
But
but I think he stuck around longer than what he planned anyway. So there's Tammy and Ray. We're just finishing up, Tammy, and we
Yeah.
already talked about you and Ray being at Trainapalooza in Grapevine, Texas. So week from tomorrow, I understand JD's gonna meet y'all on Sunday. I'll be there on Saturday. I should arrive between 10 and 11, I would think. So, and I'll be in no hurry.
I won't be there.
So it's Tammy had asked me if it was very close, and I told her, shoot, in this part of the country, it's spitting distance. It's about 2.5, 3 hour drive. And then I'm going to come to Longview, right? Not this trip, Robert, not this trip. But we do need to set a date, and Robert, that's up to you. All right. Where Jason and I both can come down and we can have
oh yeah.
a 3-person operation session. I think that'd be great.
And if John will drive over towards Little Rock, I will drive him down as well.
Well,
You're lucky to
if
you'll
I
never
could-
get him out of the hills.
Yeah, well, I just got to keep people from going into the hospital. Last 3 weeks, I've been at the hospital more than any other place. So
All right.
Well, why don't you just build a layout at the hospital?
I was thinking about that. Maybe the patients would like to see that. Yeah, and then I could, have an operating session there. We can.
You might
operate
get some
two
help.
Different methods. Yeah.
I might have
Operate on
a
people and
Sunday morning trains video this week. I'm not sure. So anyway, with that, hey, I want to thank everybody for joining us here at the Retirement Railroad Friday Live and a mail call. And as always, y'all have a great day.
See y'all. Take care.
See ya.